Good to see you again, Jacqueline.
You too. Thanks for meeting with me.
Oh, I'm happy to do it. Happy to do
Uh,
it.
So, how did your Catholic faith impact your decision to take on this role, if it did?
You know, this role didn't require, I think, a real examination of conscience. It was a clearly good thing. Um, it highlighted elements of Reagan's life that people don't know. It's not a political film. I think if it was inherently political, that would have required a lot more discernment. It really isn't. It's really about the man behind the president. You kind of get to go behind the curtain and learn about this man. Um, and I found that really interesting. Like I play him from the time he was 16 till 29, and I got to learn a lot about Reagan's childhood that I didn't know. For instance, his father was an alcoholic. So he grows up with an alcoholic father. That does a lot to a young person. That does a lot to anybody. And I found that fascinating because that clearly was something that could have negatively impacted him his entire life, but he turned it into a positive. I think it helped him develop empathy, compassion, communication, foreseeing problems. Um, so that's just one little tidbit that I found really fascinating. But yeah, it didn't require too much discernment because it really wasn't um, very worrying. It's just a great experience about a fascinating man. Um, that I hope everyone sees.
Are you worried about any pushback from Hollywood for this? Just because I mean, for obvious reasons.
Not really, because if you see the movie, it's not about anything controversial. It's not about left or right. It's really just a biopic on this man that left his print on the world. Um, bringing down communism, I think everyone can agree is probably a good thing. Uh, um, and there's a nice JP2 reference in there as well. You see a nice scene where you learn about John Paul getting shot, and you learn about his role in helping take down the wall. Um, so yeah, I'm not too worried.
That was actually the next question I was going to ask you. So, what are your thoughts on Reagan's relationship with St. John Paul II, and how was that?
I
What
mean,
was
it clearly was a very special one. It had its moment in the film as well, which I think is important. Um, but I think both of them. Well, well, first of all, Reagan was a very spiritual guy. God played a big part of his life. Purpose played a big part of his life, and God driving that purpose was everything for him. Um, so I think there certainly was a deeper connection there that I think really united them in helping fight this thing that is communism. And they had some really great intense scenes where Reagan's negotiating to try to bring down communism.
and what do you hope just Christian audiences or just in general, what do you hope people will take from this film?
You know, I think it ties back to what I was saying about purpose and God and what is God's purpose for your life. Not something that you're supposed to determine for yourself necessarily, but something that you want God to help determine for you. Um, and that once you know what that is, you just keep going and you don't give up. Uh, I think you'll see that if you were to meet Reagan early on in his life, you'd be like, "There's no way this guy is going to be president." That's a crazy thought. Sure enough, it happens. So it's like it really can happen to any of us as long as we're faithful, as long as we work hard, as long as we strive after justice. Um, I think you'll be inspired to go, you know what? God's calling us all to do big things in our own little ways sometimes, and we need to be faithful to that grace.
Thank you so much. That was a great answer. I mean, I'm right at 10 minutes, but is there anything else that you'd like to add for the church pop audience that I didn't ask?
No, I'm excited about that. That's a film that I'm really looking forward to coming out August 30th. And then October 4th, shortly thereafter, I directed a film called Monster Summer that I'm really excited to get out as well. That is a family-friendly spooky adventure called Monster Summer, in theaters everywhere, October 4th. It stars Mel Gibson and Mason Thames, and it's just a wonderful family spooky adventure in the Halloween season about good versus evil and about defeating your monsters without and within.
Well, thank you very much. That's awesome. I look forward to it.
Awesome. Hey, I really appreciate your time. I'll bump into you at Disneyland sometime, yeah?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Hey, God bless you. Thank you for the time, Jacqueline.
God bless you too. Thank you.